Hi guys. Today we are working on Algebra 1, Chapter 11, Section 9, Solving Rational Equations. And so we learned how to simplify rational expressions. And in those, we had values that were excluded because they could make the denominator 0. This is a little bit different. And we'll talk about that as we go through. There will be values that we find for an answer when we solve them that are untrue in the equation, and those have a special term. And so we'll talk about that as we go along. So we're going to do a few examples from the book. We're skipping one of them, but you can look at that one and see what they did. I think these give some good clues as to different ways that you might have to solve. So this goes right back to this first one. It goes right back to stuff that we learned doing solving proportions. I was actually doing this with my 6th grade class this week. Remember that if A over B equals C over D, then A times D equals B times C. That's that cross product rule. So when you have an equation like this, that's exactly what we're going to do, is multiply by, to do the cross products. We're going to multiply the top left by the bottom right, and the bottom left by the top right. So I have x minus 5 times x minus 4 equals x plus 4 times x minus 1. And since there's nothing that will divide out, because every term is unique, I am going to distribute. So I have x squared, this is minus 5x and minus 4x, so minus 9x plus 45. No, sorry, 5 times 4 is 20. Okay. And then x squared, I have a plus 4x and a minus x, so plus 3x, and then 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Okay, and then I'm just going to start working on solving here. These are nice because look, if I subtract x squared from both sides, my x squareds are gone. So I have negative 9x plus 20 equals 3x minus 4. And I think I will add 9x to both sides, and also add 4 to both sides, so that this goes away and this goes away, so I have things on both sides. Sorry. So I have 24 equals 12x, and so x equals 2. So then you want to check and make sure that that works. So if I put 2 in up here, 2 minus 5 over 2 plus 4, that's negative 3 over 6, which is negative a half. And I'll do that second one here. 2 minus 1 over 2 minus 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So I get negative half for both. And so because they're the same, then I know that that's the right answer. So my solution is 2. Checking it is important. Okay, you have to do this part. Okay, our next one. Okay, we're adding fractions. And so we learned about this already, that we need to have a common denominator. So I'm going to use that method that we did before, where we multiply by the least common denominator, but you're welcome to do it other ways also. This just gives you one step to do it in. So remember, look at your denominators. One of my denominators has an x and one of them has a 5. So my least common denominator is 5x. And I have to multiply it by both sides And so remember that this is a side and this is a side. So when I multiply this side by 5x, I have to distribute it. Okay, so I have 5x times 1 over x plus 5x times 1 over 5 equals 5x times 3. So I wrote that out long. Some of you can just write that out in one step, simplified, but this is for those of you that need to see it a little bit more clearly. That 5x is multiplied by every single term on both sides. Otherwise, I'm changing it. I can't multiply one side by 5x and not the other side. Because remember, our teacher taught us has to stay balanced. Okay, so when I do that, these cancel. So I'm left with 5. And here my 5's cancel. So I'm left with x. And 5x times 3 is 15x. Okay. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So I have 5 equals 14x, and I divide both sides by 14. It's not a pretty answer. X equals 5/14, but that's the answer that I got, and so now I need to check it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to check that answer. So I go up here. Well, I'm going to write it here. 1 over x plus 1 over 5 equals 3. So when you see this, this just means the reciprocal. Okay? When I put 1 over that, it means the reciprocal. Because remember, with dividing, this is 1 divided by x. That means I'm doing 1, and I'm multiplying it by the inverse of that. So this is the, this means reciprocal. So here I'm just going to write 14/5. And then this is 1/5. That's 15/5. And that is indeed 3. So this is my answer. Okay? But remember, you have to check. Okay, you have to check. All right. Now we're going to look at one where there's an issue when you solve it. Maybe not. No, not this one. This one doesn't have an issue, but we still want to check. Okay. So we're doing C. And so here's C. X minus 4 over x equals negative 3. My common denominator is x. Because look, here there's a 1, and here there's a 1. So my least common denominator is x. So I have to multiply everything by x. So I have x times x minus x times 4 over x equals x times negative 3. So x squared minus, look, my x's cancel, so that's 4, and this is negative 3x. Now if you look, I have a situation where I have an x squared, I have an x term, and I have a constant term. So I'm going to add this 3x to both sides. Now I can't combine it with any of these. I have no like terms. I'm going to write it like this. So now I have this, and I can solve this because I just need to factor it. Okay, I can multiply 2 times 2 or 4 times 1, but I have to be able to get a 3. So I'm going to use 4 and 1 because that's how I can get a 3, and I'm going to have the 1 be negative because the 3 is positive. 4 plus negative 1 is positive 3. So x plus 4 times x minus 1 equals 0. So I have these two options. X can be negative 4, or x can be 1. So I have to check both of those. So if x, I'm going to test this one here. So if x is negative 4, that means I have negative 4 minus 4 over negative 4. So that is negative 4 minus, and then this is a negative 1. So negative 4 minus negative 1 is negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. And look, that's what my original equation was, so that's good. And I need to check x equals 1. So 1 for x minus 4 over 1, substituting x. So that's 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. So both of them worked. Both of them got me answers. So these are indeed my answers, negative 4 and 1 for x. Okay, now we're going to have an issue with this one. But that's okay, because that's how we figure things out and learn stuff. So, look at look at example D. I'm not going to do that example. But they use that same process of finding the least common denominator. Stuff cancels out. The next one's similar. The difference in the next one is that there is a solution that works, and there's an extraneous solution. So this one has no solution because this answer that they get, x equals 2, so they get that answer, and then they check it like they're supposed to do. And when they check the answer, look what happens. They end up with 0 in the denominator. Because look up here, if I put 2 in here, 2 minus 2 is 0. So because of that, it's called no solution. It's really called, this is called an extraneous solution. This word here, extraneous. It's an extraneous solution because it doesn't solve it. And because there are no other options here, there are no other solutions available that could work, that means there's no solution at all. Okay? And it talks about that here in these 2 paragraphs below that. Okay, so let's look at E. So E, I'm going to find my least common denominator because I have rational expressions that I'm adding, so I need a common denominator. Okay. So my least common denominator, if you look here, I have x plus 3 and x minus 3, and then this, remember, x squared minus 9 is the difference of 2 squares. So it is x plus 3 times x minus 3. So this has 1 x plus 3, and this has 1 x minus 3, and this has 1 x plus 3 and 1 x minus 3. So the most x plus 3's is 1, and the most x minus 3's is 1. So that's my least common denominator. So that is going to get multiplied by every term. Okay, trust me. It actually makes it really nice in a moment. So I have x plus 3 times x minus 3 times x over x plus 3 plus x plus 3 times x minus 3 times 1 over x minus 3 equals x plus 3 times x minus 3 times 6 over x squared minus 9. Okay, so it's long, it's got a lot going on, but all I did was take this amount and I multiplied it by each term out in front. Now is where we get some fun stuff happening. This is a product, and so I can cancel this x plus 3 and this x plus 3 because one is on top and one is on bottom. So that leaves me with x times x minus 3 for this term. Okay. This term is a product, and I have an x minus 3 up here and an x minus 3 down here. So those cancel, and x plus 3 times 1 is just x plus 3. And then Remember, this is x plus 3 times x minus 3. So this cancels and this cancels, so that equals 6. Okay, now I'm going to distribute x squared minus 3x plus x plus 3 equals 6. X squared minus 2x plus 3 equals 6. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides so that I can set this equal to 0. X squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so I distributed here, I distributed this x, and then I have all those here now. And then I combine my like terms, and now I'm subtracting 6 from both sides so that this can be set equal to 0, and I can factor. So I need to multiply to get negative 3, so I need 3 and 1, and one of them is going to be negative, and it's going to be the 3, because I get a negative 2 in the middle, and negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Okay? So here I have x equals 3, and here I have x equals negative 1. Remember, when we were doing the expressions, these were the things we were careful about that maybe we couldn't use, like if they were in the denominator. We're not going to worry about that yet. We are going to look at checking our solutions to see what works. Now, if you look at x equals 3 first, and go back to the original, let's do the original all right over here. X plus x, or x over x plus 3 plus 1 over x minus 3 equals 6 over x squared minus 9. If I put 3, if I put 3 in here, I'm going to end up with a 0 in this denominator. And this would be 3 squared, which is 9 minus 9, so this would have a 0 in the denominator. That's not okay. I can't have zeros in my denominator. So that makes x equals 3 extraneous. Okay? So it's a solution, but it isn't a solution because of the dividing by 0 thing. Okay. So now I'm going to test out with negative 1. So I substitute negative 1 for every x. But I don't substitute it here. I want to do this and see if it equals this. So I don't ever write this part because I don't know yet. I'm testing to see if it's true. So here I end up with negative 1/2 plus negative 1/4, which is negative 3/4. Okay, and then now I'm going to check this side. 6 over negative 1 squared minus 9 equals 6 over, this is 1, and 1 minus 9 is negative 8. And that's negative 3/4. So they equal the same thing. So because they equal the same thing, I know that x minus 1 is a solution, and that this one is extraneous. Okay? So, you'll do the blue problems. Let me know if you have any problems with them. Please ask for my help. Send me a picture. Send me a video. FaceTime me, whatever. I don't want you to be stuck at home and frustrated. But I'm excited for how well you're going to do. If you guys can get this part, it's going to be so good for you next year. Okay, so I will see you next time. Bye.